The ECOWAS Chiefs of Staff have now resolved to go ahead with a military intervention in Niger. When this meeting was postponed initially, many thought that they were trying to gauge the opinion of ECOWAS people. But despite the opposition from the African Union, from the ECOWAS Parliament, from the Nigerian National Assembly, from the Ghanaian Parliament, from Nigerians living along the border with Niger, the ECOWAS Chiefs of Staff still insist that they will go ahead with a mobilization in preparation to invade Niger. This is coming after Anthony Blinken, the US Secretary of State, called Tinubu for the second time since the coup in Niger happened. In that call, he told Tinubu to ensure that Bazoum, the former president of Niger, who was deposed by the military, he told him to ensure that Bazoum is released quickly. He also told him to ensure that Niger quickly gets back to democracy. Is this a way of telling Tinubu, hey, get on with it, invade Niger, chase the military away and restore Bazoum? If not, you know we've got your files. Whatever it is the United States wants in Niger, they've got servicemen stationed in their military base in Niger. Let them do the job. They should not involve ECOWAS. There's serious opposition against a military intervention in ECOWAS. Apart from the fact that the ECOWAS leaders do not have the authority to invade another man's country. You cannot fight illegality with illegality. Most of them have serious moral burdens. Most of them violated their constitutions in their different countries, and they want to preach to Niger about democracy. The grievances from Francophone countries against France is not out of the ordinary. They are simply tired of their overbearing attitude. How can France force the people of Niger and their government to deposit 50% of their reserves in France? Did the United Kingdom do it to any other country? Did they force any former colony to maintain a reserve in the United Kingdom? Why is France doing it? The economic chokehold on these people has become so unbearable. That's why they just want France to leave. Let them leave their country with their military men. They want to develop at their own pace. That's why they see the coup as a revolution against France. It's simply better for the United States to negotiate for their military base. They should leave France out of it. Let the people of Niger determine their future going forward. If they want to spend their entire lives under military rule, that's their business. It shouldn't concern outsiders. If they want to quickly get back to democracy within the shortest time, that's also their business. Let them solve their problems by themselves. Interestingly, the military in Niger have started serious mobilization. They are mobilizing people to join the military so that in any case they are invaded in the future, you are not talking about fighting against the military alone, you're also fighting private citizens who will be given quick training to join hands to defend their country against invaders. It's very funny looking at all the security challenges we have in Nigeria. Look at what happened in Niger State recently, and they are not talking about how to solve all these problems, and we want to go and solve another man's problem. How about charity beginning at home? A man whose house is on fire cannot be busy chasing rats. You can't solve your own problems and you want to solve another man's problem. It's not even a problem. The people you want to invade their country are telling you, no, we don't want you. We are okay. We are backing the coupists. We are backing the revolutionaries. The persistence by Western countries that the military regime in Niger must restore Bazoum can only mean one thing. It is not about democracy. It is about their interest. Because it doesn't make any sense. The people they supposedly want to save are telling them, no, we like it this way, we support the military regime. That they want to achieve a total emancipation from France using the military. So why should anyone cry more than the bereaved? Besides, the West didn't react this way when their military struck in Burkina Faso, neither did they do so in Mali. So why is Niger different? The fact is, most Western countries see Africa as a place where you come to mine natural resources, that the people shouldn't be allowed to think for themselves, that any idea, whatever idea they want, they must impose it on Africans and they will take it hook, line and sinker. They are averse to resistance. They don't like it when Africans say no. When they make a deal with an African country and they say, no, I don't want this deal, go with your money. This is exactly what is happening in Niger today. These countries are just interested in mining resources. They don't want to add any value. Like in Congo, where they mine lithium, no one wants to set up a processing plant to manufacture the batteries locally. That's why in most of the countries where they mine these resources, you see the poorest of the poor. There is no development, no industry. They just sell raw materials, which some of their leaders will eventually steal the money and launder it back to the countries. So it's a double gain for some of these countries. They come and buy the raw materials, their leaders steal the money again and send it back to them to continue developing their countries. So the system benefits them more than it benefits Africans. They actively work with corrupt politicians in Africa to get whatever they want. They pay them any amount they want because they know that eventually that money will come back to their countries. So when you hear them say they are fighting for democracy in a particular country in Africa, this is actually what they mean. They are fighting to have a corrupt politician who will do their bidding. Otherwise, why don't they criticize politicians who violate the rules in a democracy? Yes, it makes a lot of sense that someone who is marketing democracy and fighting for the maintenance and sustenance of democracy in Africa will turn a blind eye when people violate the rules in a democracy. If you're on one hand telling people that democracy is the best form of government, that they should embrace it, why do you suddenly become dumb when people violate democratic rules? Yes, it's very important that all stakeholders work towards the sustenance of democracy. It's not the job of the opposition alone to obey the rules of democracy, while the party in power behaves as if they are lords over the others, that they were elected as kings to lord it over everyone. So when these countries fail to criticize and allow things to deteriorate to the level of military coup, they no longer have the morals to patronize us. They can't be talking to us about democracy when they fail to lend their voice to sustain democracy. They can't be seriously marketing a product that people don't derive benefit from. Democracy is supposed to come with dividends, but in most African countries, people don't see these dividends. And what is the type of democracy that is practiced in Cameroon? Many people born the past 40 years have only known one leader, Paul Biya. How can France support one man to be the president of Cameroon when he's not the king? And when a military coup happens in Cameroon tomorrow, they will say they are fighting to restore democracy. Restore what type of democracy? To an average Cameroonian, they are tired of this type of democracy. A democracy that can only produce one president all the time for multiple years. That's not a democracy. So the United States and France should just stop all the meddling, all the phone calls, all the pressure on ECOWAS leaders to invade Niger. They should just stop all these. Allow the people of Niger to determine their future their own way. Also, military invasion is very unpopular here. And going by the rules of democracy, you do not go against the wishes of the majority. Any forceful invasion of Niger will destabilize the entire region and lead to a massive humanitarian crisis. We hope that good reason will finally prevail. While the military junta in Niger is busy consolidating power, the Prime Minister believes that they can find ways to mitigate the sanctions. Niger is a massive landlocked country and the closure of their southern borders by their neighbors must be hitting their economy hard. The people are definitely suffering. How long will the sanctions persist? With the ECOWAS leaders refusing to remove the sanctions as demanded by the military in Niger, and the military in Niger insisting that they would try Bazoum for treason, the future looks very bleak. Who will blink first, the ECOWAS leaders or the military in Niger? Thanks for watching.